making plans for Nigel.
Hi everyone, today I wanted to talk about the Zappi car charger. For those of you that are new to the channel, I use the Zappi charger to charge my electric car, the Kona Electric. I had the charger installed September 2018, so that's 19 months ago. When I bought it, it did cross my mind how this plastic device that sits on a wall outside my house, how it'd fare over time. So that's what I want to cover today. Not its features, not its functions, but more how it's fared over the passage of time. This is the original Zappi 1 that I had installed last year. There is a new Zappi 2 available, which is more modern. I think it looks a little bit better, and it has some better features as well. The lighter grey plastic cover seen here, that's just cosmetic and goes over the front of the casing of the charger. That's lasted really well and looks as good as new at the moment. Same goes for the charger's interface buttons and screen. They're all as new, working absolutely perfectly. So far so good. No fading from direct sunlight, and this does sit in the sun, and also completely waterproof, no issues with water ingress. As you can see here, it does sit on the front of the house outside, and when it rains, it can be covered in water. I did wonder initially how the screen would fare in direct sunlight, but it is well backlit, you can see it. Sometimes it's harder to take a photograph of it and film the screen in direct sunlight, as you can see here. But you can see it. To the human eye, it's very visible, even in direct, bright sunlight. The only physical issue I've had with the charger is these exposed wires on the cable. We noticed a while ago that you could see the actual wires, the sleeve had fallen down, and when I asked Myenergi to have a look into it and tell me what was wrong, it was literally that the sleeve of the cable had dropped through the casing of the Zappi charger. The nuts and bolts weren't done up high enough. You can see here the edge of the sleeve of the cable. That should be inside the charger, not on the outside. You can see here on this inside shot, that's where the edge of the cable casing should be, inside the casing, not drop down underneath. The solution, I undid this nut here and basically loosened the cable. Then I could push the cable back up into the box and then secure it tightly so it didn't drop back down again. And that's it. That's all it was. It wasn't actually installed and tightened enough to start with. I think part of the problem is, as you can see here in this picture, when you put the cable away and you try to keep it tidy, the first loop of the cable that you do actually bends the cable away from the casing, and that is pulling it down out of the case. So not ideal. To try and avoid this from happening again, I now coil the cable up slightly differently. I don't use really tight loops around the Zappi unit itself. I make sure that at least the first loop loops longer and lower, and therefore keeps the cable straight and doesn't stretch it. If you're wondering what the red electrical tape is for, I put that on there just so that I could see whether the sleeve had dropped any further over time. So I keep an eye on it to see whether it is slipping again or whether I've done it up tight enough. When I first bought the Zappi, there was no app, there was no interface, there was no hub, so you couldn't do the things that I now take for granted, which is remote control of the Zappi charger, so I can change charging from fast charging to eco charging, or I can change priorities of the eddy that I have installed as well. All of those things that we take for granted now that we have access to. Overall though, 15 months in, I'm very happy with my purchase. The Zappi is doing a fantastic job and does keep getting better with each release of software that comes out. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great Christmas this year. See you again soon in the new year. Bye-bye.